Welcome to my world here on YouTube. I'm your host, Moises Beauchamp. If you're not already a subscriber, hit that subscribe button, that bell, like that you're notified whenever I go live or I upload. Today's topic is 1.3 million mysterious disappearance of kids in America. What's up with that? Why is there so many missing kids here in America? And another question I got is, did the Bristol Police Department drop the ball once again with this new little girl that's missing out of Bristol? We want to talk about this thing today. Give me 1 second to share that I'm on. If you're in the room, go ahead and share that I'm on. Just give me 1 quick second here. To get it out that I'm on. If you're in the room, go ahead and share that we are live. But yeah, why is there 1.3 million mysterious disappearance of these kids in America? What's up with that? That is the topic for the day. I'm gonna try to get some guests on here tonight for y'all, so we could discuss this matter. Yeah, I mean, Jeffrey Epstein and the little black book. You feel me? There's a lot of names on that on that list. Probably some of your heroes are in that little black book. But yeah, give me a second here. Trying to wait for a few people to get in the room before we go on and continue. Kick some tunes in so it won't be so quiet as I share that I'm on. If you're coming in, go ahead and share that I'm on. Hit that like button. Hit that like button. Share that I'm on, and get ready for a good conversation. We want to talk about all these missing kids here in America. Hey, did y'all know that the lady that I believe runs the Amber Alert, did y'all know that she was wrapped up into that child sex trafficking crap that's going on? She was down with Epstein and all them people. True story. True story. But yeah, 1.3 million kids missing in America. You got this new little girl that's missing out of Bristol. I mean, it's crazy how long it's taken these people to put out Amber Alert after these kids are missing. Alright. phone lines are open. You're welcome to call. Call in. But before you do, let me try to get these guests that I had coming in. Get them to come in and share their perspective. But yeah, we got a new little missing teen out of Bristol. It went missing, I believe, yesterday, and they didn't put out that Amber Alert to today sometime. Yeah. That's what's going on in the hood. All these missing kids. But yeah. Call in now. Brenda, call in now, and then after you call in, get her to call in and see if we could get this popping with the both of y'all on the line. Just waiting on y'all. Looks like everything is working good on my end. Just waiting for you guys to call in. All right. State your piece.
All right.
Now I'm gonna try to get this three-way calling thing. She has to call in, and then I gotta accept it. I believe, and it should work. If not, then I don't know how to go about it at the moment.
Okay, so
Yeah.
want me to tell her to call in?
Yeah, go ahead, tell her to call in so we could get this popping.
Well, we can talk for the moment while we're waiting for her to call in.
Yeah, what you think about this what's the little girl's name that just went missing? I didn't catch her name.
Sylvia Abarca.
Sylvia Abarca.
Abarca. Abarca. We might be pronouncing it wrong, but
okay.
Abarca should be close enough.
So what's up with that? Like, why did it take these people so long to put out this Amber Alert?
They haven't yet put out an Amber Alert. That's just an alert.
Oh, really? So there's still no Amber Alert?
No.
Good, goody mugger.
That's just an alert where they're able to, just alert the community that someone is missing. That's the first form of communication that they have to, I guess, give the community and letting them know, something's wrong. But you just set out an alert. You said she left from her residence, but what, in what area?
Right, and then the thing about that is that she's a teenager, one. Number two, she has a history of running away. And number three, they're not going to take it as seriously just because of 1 and 2.
Yeah, but it wasn't, and the problem that alert, when they said that, they normally state if a child is known for running away. I've seen numerous times, even at the Bristol Police Department, when I looked through their website with how they word missing children that have ran away and they have runaway tendencies, is actually listed, that the child has runaway tendencies. How do we know if this child really has a runaway tendency or she's just flat out missing? Because it's not stated on there that she's done this in the past. That will let the community know and other people know, and not saying that people should relax knowing that, because, hey, sometimes when runaways don't come back, that doesn't mean that they actually ran away forever. They were actually taken or,
Oh, so it's not a fact that she she's known to run away in the past?
No.
Oh, okay. I don't know.
It wasn't even stated.
I don't know where I got that from. But
No, I'm pretty sure I told you I said she's not a runaway, but she's not. It doesn't state it on there. And when you look through her, because her pages disappeared again on Facebook. They weren't in there yesterday, so that means that her pages must have been under investigation. Because I went in there, I went again today to see if I can locate a page of hers, and I actually found 2 versus none that I found yesterday.
Right.
So those 2 didn't, even when you put a child's name in, or, even when you put a name in the Facebook search engine, if her name comes up, you would see that she's done this in the past. She would have numerous reports, behind her name stating that maybe 1 or twice she's already done ran away, or that her family had searched for her, and, it happened.
Right.
But no, there wasn't anything stating that she's done this before, or do they possibly think that she ran away. They just said that she was last seen on her residence in Christian. And then some people are confused because this child actually lives in violence. Some people are stating, like, some kids actually go to school with this child in violence, and they don't understand how she was in Christian. I mean, I don't know if the parents are together, or maybe she was there visiting an uncle or with family member, but is that her actual home now? Does her parents, or do her parents drive her from Christian to attend school in Violin, or did they just recently move there throughout the pandemic?
Right. It doesn't state none of that in
No.
Wonder News.
No. Mm-mm.
I just find it kind of odd how all these kids are just turning up missing.
Yeah. It's odd, and then it's the way, I mean, I'm not sure if maybe it's happening so much that your phone is consistently going off over an Amber Alert, and every time an Amber Alert comes in through your phone, you see it and you're like, wow, like, so much information is on an Amber Alert, and then it makes you wander back again to Dulce's Amber Alert. I mean, everybody's phone goes off in an Amber Alert, and you can see the information on these Amber Alerts, and they're continuous. You're always getting them.
Mm-hmm.
And then now, since, 2020 is so surprising, and we're having a lot of children missing, you're getting all of these Amber Alerts, and you're actually following stories about these children that are missing, and you're noticing how the Amber Alerts they say so much that you look into Dulce's and you're like, what happened? And then now this girl, you don't say she's a runaway. It's important. It's important. And it's important that she's not home either, because even if she ran away and you need the community to step forward, you have people on your page saying, do you need the community to go there to help? You still yet have to respond to these people, but you're asking for help. When you ask for help and then you don't respond to the help, then what are you asking for help for? You want the help or you don't want the help? Because the public is asking you, do you need us to go set up somewhere to help search? Not one time did you say, yes, we're meeting here at such and such location. You said you're urged to call in the whereabouts. So that means that you're concerned that she's not at home. So if you're asking people to help you, that's how people are going to help you, because they don't even know what street she went missing from. They don't know nothing. They just know a residence. Do you need them to set up, a perimeter maybe? It's 48 hours in. And the people are talking to themselves on this post, obviously, because there's no updates on that either. Just the same thing.
Now there's a grown woman that's been missing for a while now. That seems pretty strange. She's 28 years old and she's been missing for about as long as Dulce has been missing. From
before, I believe Dulce. I believe her last name is Bay. Robin Bay, Robin Best Bay.
Yeah, I believe so. Yeah, Robin.
I might be.
Best Bay. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah, she went. Look at her.
I mean,
She went missing.
Although she is grown, you know what I mean? She is
She's
an adult,
grown.
but
She's 28.
she's still, you know what I mean? She's missing like her family.
But you also, moms know their kids. If you're a true mom, you know your kid. So this mom is sitting up there pleading, saying that she's 100%, you can see it, that she knows that her daughter's not going to do what she just did. How do you go to the store? You're ready to go home that day. You got a ticket purchase. You're ready to get on the bus. But then before that, I guess you're going to go to the store to pick up what? Maybe some snacks for the ride. And then you don't even end up coming home and you leave all your stuff behind. Doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
If you bought a ticket and you're going home and you're just only going to go to the store for what? Maybe possibly get snacks for the trip. Because why else would you have went to the store before you went on your trip? Because you maybe wanted to go get, snacks like everybody else. If you're going to go home on a Greyhound, or especially the 408 to Philadelphia, you're going to need a couple snacks and a drink. Maybe we don't know why she went to the store. There's still no footage of showing this girl at the store. There's nothing of this girl, honestly, at all. But what we shared.
Right. And she went missing from Bristol, right?
Yeah. She was living at her aunt's house in Bristol, and she was there because I guess she was trying to change her ways for the video, and do better for her life. But the day that she was ready to go home, I mean, she already had this ticket purchase. That's concerning. You're ready to come home, and the mom simply, she looked, concerned that her daughter didn't make it. She didn't make it on that bus.
Right, yeah, it's not getting, her case is not getting no type of media coverage or none of that. I guess because she's an adult, they may not be covering it as much because of that.
But they should, because you know what? You have a person who went to the store, who was ready to get on a bus and left all her stuff behind. I don't want to talk, that lady in Roanoke. Remember that lady in Roanoke she left all her stuff behind, and then she ended up being in some wood somewhere and some trash, and then just because she was older, they thought maybe she just left the man she was with. But no, remember the man killed her boyfriend? But, I'm just saying, I'm not saying that that's what happened in that case, but nobody's going to go to the store to get something and not come back.
You just don't disappear like that.
No.
I know, keeping it on an eye basis, I tend to disappear sometimes, but someone knows where I'm at. Someone knows,
Boy, let me tell you, you should know I do some great detective work. Okay, you could send me a picture and I could tell you where you're at. Plain simple. That's how I am, because I focus on detail.
Well, we need your high skills to find little Dulce Maria Alvarez.
Yeah, this is more like a mother's intuition. What you won't do with your own kids. That's happening with this kid, with this child, not kid, with the baby, with Dulce. And now check this out. I don't know if everybody was into that, the cult mom thing that came out, that her and her husband, they sat there and she killed her husband, then he killed his wife, then they turned around and killed the brother, and then the two kids were missing. Now, she's in Hawaii having the time of her life. This was just recently. She's having the time of her life and in Hawaii while her kids are still missing. Okay? The whole point is that these children those two kids went missing about September 28th of 2019, right around Dulce's disappearance. Nobody, listen, nobody knew that these kids were missing until November. Where the grandma was like, hey, I haven't heard from, one of her grandkids, and she was concerned. So obviously the cops went to go do a health check at the residence and spoke to the mom. And, well, the grandmom, the child that the grandma was concerned about was, that was her, her stepson. But anyway, the cops go over there to do a health check. They go in there. She's saying that he went to go see, visit his friend somewhere. So, the cops, they let her slide for a little bit, but throughout the night, I guess it didn't sound right to them. So the next day, immediately, they went back to the residence, and guess what? Those two parents were gone. The apartment was wiped out clean, and they ended up going to Hawaii. Well.
And where were the kids?
Oh. It wasn't until they arrested her, because, it was hard for them to bring her back from Hawaii, so they had to arrest her. So once they arrested her, they ended up finding out. And the only reason why they found out, listen, guys, the only reason how they got so far into this case with information and videos, because remember, they didn't know they were missing until November. Okay? So the cops and the FBI are 2 months kind of behind on this case. All they have is what the community and the people who have been or so around these children to submit videos and pictures. So this sleuth group was the one that kind of solved this case, because they ran into videos and they seen how one of the girls didn't come out of the hot springs, one of her kids, but then the other boy did. But anyway, they ended up finding the two kids behind her brother's house that she killed. They were buried back there. And she said it was because it was the coming of Jesus in July 2020, that's the reason why she did it.
She was a basket case.
She was, and so was he. She wiped out her husband. He wiped out his wife. They both wiped out the brother together. Okay? And the brother was there to even help them kill her husband. So, they killed him at the end, and then they killed the kids. Or I'm pretty sure the brother helped them kill the kids.
Where was
and
this
then
at?
The Colt mom.
The Colt mom. I don't remember. I had to look into it.
This just happened. You'd have to Google it. I call her because that's what Nancy Grace calls her, the Colt mom. So you always put a label when they're doing, things like that. They always put. But anyway, it's the Colt mom. So now here's another one too. The 10-year-old girl that's missing from Iowa, right? How does a mom know that your ex, the one you bear the child with, because that's not even his child, the girl she was sending over there, that was his stepdaughter. But when you had a baby by him, you knew that he had charges for, child molestation.
Right.
But you still end up sending your daughter over there, and now your daughter's missing.
That's crazy. Well, real quick.
And you believe...
Real quick, welcome Danielle F to the room. She's asking, were there search dogs brought to the Sunoco when little Dulce went missing?
We don't know.
Do you know if there was any search dogs from? Maybe Simply Made Humble could answer that question in the chat room. She might know.
Yeah, well, we don't know honestly, but the whole point about the Colt mom is that people came together to find those kids, okay, because they had nothing to go on, and her case was just about as strange as this one, okay, and that's how people need to get together like that, because if you want to find her, then you need to get together and actually find her, And no, they didn't bring no search dogs. I don't believe that they took search dogs over there. I don't think that in the very first few hours they even believed that she was actually abducted. I believe that they thought that Noema actually did something to the baby, because 3 months prior to that, they had that disturbing thing where the mother killed her son and then she buried him in a Gucci bag, I believe, underneath her porch out there in Britain. So I'm thinking that that's how they started off the case, thinking that maybe something was like that. But it doesn't. It still don't fit.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense at all.
But no, they didn't.
But she does make a good point there. You would think that they would take dogs around there to get a scent, maybe. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, because
I mean,
that was
I don't know
the last
how.
place she was.
I don't know how police do their work, but I would imagine.
And that's what's so strange about it, because for 10 months we've been sitting here thinking that maybe they don't have access. Maybe you can enlighten me because you know more about this. Like, just this morning I sent you pictures of that they got that car on camera that did a hit and run, right there in one of the exits that they possibly could have took coming out of the park. Commerce Street, you possibly could have took that exit coming out of the park.
Right.
Because you'll get up right there at the courthouse, and then you make a left, and that's you're on Commerce Street, and that was like over the little bridge. This is where this incident happened. But look at how clear they got a picture. Now, some people are like, maybe there was the pixels are what's getting in the way. What's getting in the way? You just showed a picture of a perfectly good camera shot coming from what? From your red, the traffic light.
Right. But the lights, I mean, the cameras are over there in that area. They're not right there where little Dulce went missing from. I guess that's where the whole misconception is at.
I understand that, but I'm saying, like, if they can retrieve video that fast, why are we still waiting to see video?
Because
we've only seen one video of her in a store.
That's because
show us now.
They're not
They
gonna.
could show us now.
They're not gonna release all that. It's an ongoing investigation. So, you know what I'm saying? They're not gonna put.
You can still show her even. You could still show them in the car, maybe driving to the park, if it doesn't have anything that's incriminating on there. It's seen all the time, and that's what I don't understand. If we're just only seeing the same piece of, then that means that we should be looking at that video harder then, because maybe that guy in the store was the one that did something. Because if you're only showing that one video, and that one video is all we have to go with, including Noima's 911 call and whatever else, then maybe it was the guy at the store with the hat. Because if that's what we've been looking at for 10 months, that's what we're going to believe, that it was the guy at the store because of the way he was looking at her. Show us a video of her arriving at the park. I'm pretty sure there's a video. You caught her car on camera going to the park.
Right. I mean, I'm sure they have that. At least.
Yeah, but they don't even show that. Look at the red SUV, the one, and the only reason why they took that video down is because it got leaked. That SUV, okay, was the only car that was found on camera coming in and out within 10 minutes from there, okay? 10 minutes. It's the only red vehicle, and it doesn't have a sliding door. It does have tinted windows. And people are saying that there is possibly a child all the way in the back. If you recall what I'm saying, that video with that red SUV,
yeah,
where people started blowing it up to see if they really did literally see a child. I'm not sure about it, but sometimes the mind plays tricks on you. So if you do look at it because others are telling you that's what you're going to see, you're going to see it. So.
Me personally, I don't even think it's a red van.
Yeah, but how ironic that a child from 10 years said that it was a red van, right? Tinted windows and a sliding door, right? A child of 10 years. Mm-hmm. Now, so the only red vehicle in 10-minute time frame that has came out of that park is definitely not a red van with a sliding door. It is a red SUV with doors that don't slide. And yes, it has third row seating because they said that it sat it all the way in the back. Maybe the child got the wrong description of the vehicle. Maybe that was the vehicle. Because it's the only red vehicle and that came out of the park at the time frame that Noema says that her baby possibly could have went missing. Because they said that she could have went missing from 4:20. Because if you look at the Amber Alert, a few of them say 4:20 p.m., okay? And a few of them say 4:50 or 4:51 p.m. So at 4:20 p.m., that red SUV was caught coming out of the park and crossing that place right there.
Right.
Right. How did that car get excluded? Because now, when people was like, "Wow, you're saying a red van with a sliding door," we're thinking, like big red, like a Dodge Caravan with a red sliding door, or one of those white PDO vans that maybe they painted it red, and one of those red sliding doors. But the only thing that one person that lived out there caught on camera was that footage right there, that video. And you can see clear as day as how not fast, I'm not saying fast, but you're maybe going about a little bit over the speed limit that you're supposed to be going there.
Yeah, why is it that video, or it's a video, right, with that SUV?
Yeah, a red SUV, and it's a new one. It's a new model because it's a sexy model. Let me tell you, it's a sexy model.
My question is, why isn't that video circulating like?
Because they took it down. Because all we have now is just screenshots of this red SUV. Because that's misleading. If that day when she went missing, everybody went out and got footage, okay, and you seen that car on the video, why did you even set out an Amber Alert with a whole total car description that wasn't even caught on video? You got a perfect SUV, 3-row seating, coming out of the park at the same time that some of your Amber Alerts say 4:20, the other ones say 4:50, 4:51, because maybe it's based on the 911 call made at 4:51. Maybe it's 4:20 based on the time that Noema says she may be gotten out of the car. The whole point is that this vehicle was the only red vehicle that was seen coming out of that park.
Now, what type of vehicle did the guy that was at the store, because I'm sure they got cameras on the outside of the store, what kind of vehicle was he in?
The what?
The gentleman at the store, at the Sunoco.
Oh yeah, and if you look on the Sunoco page too, you can see that same exact vehicle, almost exact vehicle, could say in one of their photos. That's just part there.
Simply Made Humble says that.
Yeah, I know what she's saying. Jackie. I understand what you're saying, honey.
Taken down.
I understand what you're saying, but yeah, it was taken down for a reason. But everything is for a reason. If they knew exactly what they was looking for, why are they still asking for that one piece of information? If you want people to go out there and find this girl, right? We are going to base our facts on what was already put out there. And then that's how we're going to base it. If they're saying there's no red van, they removed that away from the Amber Alert because, first of all, it didn't make sense to the video that was leaked that it was a red SUV. So it doesn't, we don't know where she's at. And if they took it down, if it's a white truck or a red truck, we still don't have an updated Amber Alert. And what color vehicle? Did she leave walking? Did she leave in an alien spaceship? Did she leave anywhere? We don't know, so we have to take it off.
You gotta look outside the box, like Maria says.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And I'm not being, like, we need to start from the beginning. And the beginning is the way to go. How many times didn't they change this Amber Alert? It's confusing. It's confusing. You get two descriptions in the Amber Alert, and then you get a man that looks like Mark Anthony,
Well, honestly
or
speaking, a search at this point, another search of that area at this point really is, unless, unless you're looking for a body, you know what I'm saying?
true.
A search of that area right now is pretty much kind of stupid, a waste of time.
But that's what I'm saying. Like when that cop got there, and it's surprising to know that you call and you say, you know, she's stating that somebody is telling her that somebody probably took her daughter. And what I don't know, what, you know, and they're asking her why, right? And she's like, you know, who told you? Who told you? Who told you? And she's trying to explain that, you know, like the people that were there, the people that, how many people left before those cops even got there? How many officers came to block the exit to make sure that it wasn't an abduction in progress? I mean, I don't know. I would have thought, not saying that they would have barricaded the whole, you know, Bridgeton City Park, but why would you even deploy one officer to go see why this child is missing?
I mean, yeah, I wonder
And then, how long did he question her at the park before he even called in for backup? We don't know none of that.
Yeah, I wonder how many cops showed up initially to the scene. Was it one or was it more than one?
Well, we didn't hear sirens, and people was like, well, maybe you don't have to hear sirens. I don't know. Certain times you go, you know, like I said, Amber Alerts are coming through, and you're looking at how those Amber Alerts are being used and executed, and then you see it on the news on, you know, like searches, and then the Texas EquiSearch too. Like they don't only have to search in Bridgeton, New Jersey. They could search wherever. They have people wherever.
That's another thing I don't understand.
Why are we not utilizing them people?
That's another thing I don't understand is why were they turned down? They were willing to come out, from what I understand. Why were they turned down? I mean, it can't be a money issue if they. I mean, the reward is what, 50 grand. I mean, it can't be a money issue.
It's 75,000.
Or 75. Look at that. It's even more.
$75,000, and nobody knows nothing. Yeah. Okay.
That's a good question.
And you can't say that they fear facing deportation, because let me tell you, one day today they're driving with New Jersey tags, tomorrow they were Ohio, the next day they were Texas, the other time they were Florida, the next week after that they're with Virginia tags. I mean, tags change all the time, and we know that. So that should have already been a harder case for Bridgeton police, knowing that how many red vans are actually registered in Bridgeton with New Jersey tags. You're not going to find an out-of-state tag registered into your registry, into your, you know, that would be something you would have to probably, you know, somebody else would have to probably run other tags and figure it out.
Yeah, good question. That Simply Made Humble put up there. She said, why didn't they announce the new description? I wonder why.
That's what I was saying. That's what I'm saying, that they had us, Jackie, looking for a red sliding door, you know, like a red van with a sliding door, tinted windows, but then they show us a red SUV with a closing door, but then none of those two vehicles are it. If it's a red truck, they didn't update it. If it's a white truck, they didn't update it. If it was a different type of vehicle, so then did she leave by foot? Did he walk her from the park all the way to where? Because if they know that the vehicle changed, why didn't they update it, so then the people who are actually out there looking for her can start looking for a different vehicle?
Yeah, it's crazy because you get to thinking, you know, John Walsh, he never found his son. So, I mean, you know, it makes you think, like, wow, is this gonna happen with this?
No, he never found his son, but he finally met his son's killer, John Walsh.
Right.
Yeah, but he never found him. Pero como quiera, it's still the same thing. It's not. It doesn't make any sense, and it makes you, like I said, it makes you so uptight and wanting to leave your kids go outside because, like I said, my kids don't run away. They don't run away. They don't open that door. I wish they would open that door and go wherever they think that they're supposed to go without my permission. Okay. But am I gonna receive this type of energy if one day none of my kids come home? Are you gonna assume that they got mad at me and they ran away when I know that my kids don't go that far?
Danielle says,
Do I have how long do I have to wait for my 14-year-old to be changed into kidnapping? You know, like how long do you have to wait?
Danielle says that footage could have been from another day, and that the Sunoco owner could be involved. You know, he may be involved. I mean, that's another way to look at it. We're looking outside the box.
And that's how you're supposed to think about it. Because we've been thinking inside the box, and it apparently hasn't been working.
Yeah, right now, everybody is suspect.
Absolutely, everybody is. Everybody's a suspect. Because you know what would be the messed up thing is that at the end of the day, Noema was framed that she really didn't have anything to do with her daughter's disappearance. And maybe that's why she's out there battling demons on her own. Like, girl, you need to pick your face up, honey. Pick it up. Recoge tu cara, nena. Recoge tu cara, tu carácter. Párate bien. Ponte de madre y de mujer y lucha por tu hija. Eso es lo único consejo que uno te puede dar a ti. Recógete como madre, recógete la cara y sal afuera y lucha por tu hija. Because en este momento, let me tell you, there's been cases where children will get kidnapped and the abductor will sit them in front of the TVs, you know, and tell these kids, look, your mom don't like you. She's not even looking for you, you know, and then these kids are getting abused and then they start feeling like it's okay because they know that if they go home, it's going to be the same thing. My mom don't love me. She don't want me. You know, and if these are one of these sad cases where they're sitting this child in front of a TV, then that's where your child should see you, because you don't want to lose every avenue possible to get in contact with your daughter to make sure that the person who took her knows that you're out there wanting to fight for her and that you're not going to give up. Whether you was hot in the street or not, nena, caliente o no caliente estabas en la calle, esa es tu hija, ¿ok? Y si a ti no te gustaban cosas, cuando tú te metías en la calle, tu hija ahora mismo siendo 6 años tampoco no le gusta. ¿Ok? Tampoco no le gusta que ella no está en su casa. Tampoco no le gusta que ella no sabe lo que está pasando. ¿Ok? Y como madre y como abuela, como le dije, recógense la cara, los caracteres de las dos y pónganse a buscar esa nena. Because tú puedes preguntarle a la comunidad completa que te ayuden, pero si tú no estás poniendo tu esfuerzo, nadie te va a ayudar. Tú eres la directora, tú eres el líder, tú eres la madre, tú eres la abuela, y esa nena tiene 6 años, y she's supposed to be where she's supposed to be, at home. And the only way she's going to get there is if you put an S on your chest and you start fighting. Fighting for her to make sure that she's home. Yeah, and that's just, you know, and yeah, you're right. You can actually timestamp different, yeah. We've seen that in the Janika. We were just talking about that yesterday, the Kanika Jenkins.
Yeah.
With the footage. But I'm just saying, like, it's just so confusing.
I don't know how to do that. I mean, there's ways that you could like actually.
No, they're asking, and I was like, yeah, you know, that you can.
Yeah, I know.
But yeah, no, I'm just saying that, you know, you can't, you know, the community is against you because there's a lot of things that are going on. Like, you know, there's a lot of things that are going on, and it just doesn't seem right. But if you want her home, then you're just gonna have to forget about everything. Yeah, I know. You could do that. You could literally change the date and the time on any footage, and especially if you know what you're doing, that can happen.
Oh yeah, you could definitely do that. Change
Yeah,
that. Yeah.
that's what she was saying.
Oh yeah, I could do that. But I
Yeah,
don't
but
know how
check
to
this out. There's
check for layers and stuff because you could actually like if you know what you're looking for, you could see if it's been layered.
Yeah, you can. Yeah, especially if it was motion sensor. But you know that the population in Britain is about like 24,000, like 442 people, right? Maybe it grew a little bit, but with that article that came out, it says that 60% of Britain is populated by Mexicans, right? So if you take 60% out of 24, 40, 42, whatever, it makes about 15,000 Mexicans in Britain. But and as tight knit as they are, within themselves, because they form families within themselves. You know everybody. When Mexicans are the type that you go walking down the street, ellos conocen a todo el mundo. Hey, 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 and that's how they are. And for you not to know who could have taken this child, it's absurd.
Yeah, I agree. And then the more I look at, uh, like like grandma really
Mhm.
when she get to crying. I was just looking at something last night, and I swear it doesn't look authentic to me. And I mean, it's just my opinion. I don't know. I don't know the lady, so I don't know how
We don't need no more cries.
Yeah, I don't know how she get
For real.
down. I
No,
don't know.
we don't need no more cries. We don't need that. We're 10 months in. We're beyond the tears. We need to fight for the baby to come home. Like, vocally, without the tears. We don't need to see tears. We've already seen them. I really don't care at this point if Noema can shed a tear in public. I really don't care. I probably wouldn't share a tear in public. I don't know. No, I don't think. The only time that you would see me shed a tear in public and somebody would probably think that I'm just crying is when I'm really, really, really upset and I just start crying. But maybe showing that I was hurt, it was hard to cry when my grandma passed in the hospital because my uncle was staring at me and I didn't feel like I can let go of my emotions and be a free person because everybody was staring at me. So I probably would be that way, if I'd had to show emotions in public, I probably wouldn't express them. It being that I didn't express my full emotions in the hospital when my grandma was passing, and that was real impactful for me. I literally had to wait to go home to get in my comfort zone, because a lot of us, like me, I'm like, I don't know what I look like when I'm crying. I might look like, like weird, look like a butt or something when I'm crying. So I don't like to cry in front of people. She just has to be more vocal and start looking for her so the police can look. Because, when I always say it, don't I always tell you, keep calling so this person's name can be on top. Because, the more they hear about the name, the more they're going to keep remembering. If you call now and then you call a month later, between there and a month later, how many cases and stuff they had. But if you're consistent, somebody's going to get tired of you calling.
That's what I'm saying. That's where the family should cut. They need to be in these prosecutors and chiefs of police and these people's faces every day, all day, twice on Sundays. You know what I'm saying? Inquiring about this, like, you know what I mean? We can't do it. You know,
Mm-mm.
it's their little girl. They need to be up there every day. Like, what's good?
And it doesn't have to be searches either. And you know what was weird too? Like Jackie did a great thing in organizing. Well, Jackie and and whomever else contributed into that to the march to go to the mayor's office.
Hmm. Now, that was
That was
productive.
real. That was real impactful. And I'm talking about like that. We don't initially have to do searches. We just have to make sure that her that they know that she's still out there, and a lot of people are not going to back down and want us to find out where she's at.
You know, another thing I didn't understand was when they did the search behind the school. Um, I didn't know that police actually did an initial search. Why was the second search done with the community? Was that like for show? Because that's what it looked like to me from the outside looking in. I'm sorry, but that's what it looked like to me. Like they did that for show. Because if there was an initial search done with the police, then that should have that should have been it. Where you like what was the second search for with all the people of the community? What was that for?
Well, that's what I'm saying. I don't. And then they say that they search locations, but where? And I'm not saying where. And I go back again to saying that these Amber Alerts that are coming in through people, and you're basing those types of and these are high profile cases. I mean, some of these kids literally been snatched out of sex trafficking, but they still put out there on the news, so and so is missing. Please beware. And the Amber Alerts are still going off, and I don't understand
Yeah,
why is it so quiet.
the,
Why is this so quiet? It makes it almost feel like she shouldn't be found, like to leave it alone.
yeah. I think that's what they thought was going to happen. I think that they thought that whoever is involved in this, they must have thought that it was just going to be, oh, a Mexican girl lost her daughter, and that's it. Nobody, it was going to stay quiet. But
Hmm.
it's 2020, and we got social media and uh,
And sleuths,
smartphones,
like,
and
yeah, and people in a quarantine that people ain't got nothing to do. And I go back again to the look. If it wasn't for the people watching that documentary, that Tiger King thing on Netflix, Carol Baskin wouldn't even be getting looked into right now. Because if it wasn't for people talking about that documentary that was going on and then doing TikToks, you think that the FBI was going to go over there and reopen the case to figure out where her husband was at and this that she fed him to the tigers? It was the people. The people hyped it up and it made them think, wait a minute, maybe this is right, because they started thinking outside the box. And it's going to be the same thing here. If we all if we all come in strong as a community, we can find this girl, because sooner or later they're going to stop. They're going to want us to stop bickering, because you know how women are. We can bicker, we can complain, we can use the same tactics that we use at home to annoy our husbands. We can do the same thing out there in Britain to look for this little girl.
yep, I guess.
No, they had about 55 search warrants or something like that, and that's just in the beginning. That was a real low number of 55 search warrants. Was a really low number to for a missing child. Why 55? And that 55 search warrants, that's almost like two families that maybe run a business, and then they have to check the business that the family runs, and that's what it sounds like. It doesn't sound like they, and time races video. If you haven't fully gathered up every video that you possibly could have got out there, you're not going to get it, because it's already being recorded over.
So I'm guessing she's saying that the school search was due to Marcy's video. But I guess so you're saying that they checked that area before that video was aired? Is that
Yeah,
what you're saying?
yeah, that's what she's saying.
Okay.
And they did. They went there. She said they went there. She said they went there with a dog, right? Didn't you say that? That they went there with a dog? And then that's when I was asking. I was like, I was alarmed of the shoe because that shoe that was on the video kind of resembled the shoe Dusa had on, but that's crazy how they left it behind. I mean, the video, the store from the video. No, wait, the video from the store, right? I'm sorry. The video from the store doesn't give you like a good close up of, the details of the shoe. It just shows you the strap. And then if you catch her kind of spinning around, you can kind of see like the side of the shoe. And then you can blow it up. Well, if you see that shoe that was found behind the school, it kind of is similar to the shoe she had on, and I don't understand why it was left behind.
What I noticed from the shoe was that one had more of a heel than the other. Like the one that she was wearing in the in the store looked like it had more of a heel than the one that they found. But
yeah, but that was there for such a long time that, I mean, I'm not sure, but it did look similar. Yeah, the heels did look a little bit off, but the strap in the front had almost the same design of the shoe that she had on in the store. And plus, if you didn't know what you was what you was looking for, because you don't even have an accurate description of the shoe, why would you still even leave a shoe behind that you found?
right.
And then not even tell. And then that's the whole thing. You knew that searchers were going to go there and they were possibly going to find that same shoe that you left behind. How huge was that going to be that they were going to advertise that shoe? You knew that those people were going to go there and find that shoe because they had already gathered a community search and there was a lot of people there. You didn't even tell the people, hey, I found the shoe, disregard it. That's not. No, these people went live. Everybody was filming until the grandma, well, apparently Norma went up there to
verify that it wasn't.
Yeah, but she really didn't know much because, it was the grandma. And everybody shunned her for that too. Oh, you don't know what type of shoe? No, she doesn't know because she doesn't have custody of the baby. She doesn't dress her in the morning. She doesn't put her shoes on. She don't do any of that. So who did that was the grandma. But anyway, so they had to wait for the grandma to come and verify the shoe. And she said she looked at it for a little bit and then said no.
I mean, she would know. She
would know.
But yeah, but anyway, I think we done gone long enough on this. I'm gonna get up out of here.
But let me say something really fast, so people can scratch this out too. When they say that is Noema still collecting the money from social services, from like welfare, even though Dulce's not there, let me remind everybody from personal experiences, because I know a few of us have been in the system, so we can't act like it's not going to happen this way. When you go to welfare, you don't just go in there and say, I had 3 children, give me money. No, they want you to provide paternity, okay, or proof of parentship, either the birth certificate, the social security card, okay? And then if you have a child and you don't know who the father is, you don't have to establish paternity. But if you know who the father is and he didn't sign the birth certificate, they're going to make you find this person and establish paternity, okay? Before you can get any assistance.
Right.
But Noema cannot do that, never, because guess what? She doesn't have custody of the baby. The grandmom did. So everybody needs to stop saying, what is she doing with this money from social? Nothing. She's not doing nothing because she's not getting nothing.
Right. Somebody said Maria Maria Garcia or Melissa Guerrero said that what if the same guy that kidnapped little Billy 55 years ago is the same guy that kidnapped
and
little Dulce?
and we don't
Could
know because
that
you know
be
what?
a possibility?
They didn't. Little Billy didn't have. He in the beginning he had a little bit of airtime, and then he just kind of like vanished too. You would think that with all the technology that we have now versus from when little Billy went missing, that they would resubmit anything that they found
Right.
to see if it cross-matched DNA with somebody that's current, that's here now. You would think that they would do that, but they have not even done that to this family either. That's another cold case that you wouldn't want to resubmit. And that's another shocking thing. Do they even have it still?
And Maria Garcia, she made a good point too about the Amber Alert. I was doing some research. I got to get the right information though. But I was reading somewhere where the lady that runs the Amber Alert, she's has some dealings with Jeffrey Epstein. So you go figure.
Yeah. No, that's what I'm saying. That it's just, and 2020 is surprising. So, and with all, and I say it again, half of these kids have been going missing, and these people where these alerts are coming in through. Look at the lady. Look at the lady who just went missing from where? From Georgia. Her baby ended up being in Miramar, Florida. And then she's over there, and they found her truck and her over there. They didn't find her. They seen her on video, but they found her truck over there in Hollywood, California. How did they take this lady from Georgia, I think it was, and they take her to Florida, and then from Florida they leave her son at the beach, and now she's over here in freaking California somewhere. How? And that's how quick you can get from one place to another.
But we're gonna
But look at her.
continue this a little later. I gotta get up off of here. We could come back on later on tonight, maybe, if not tomorrow. But I gotta get up off of here real fast. We'll continue this a little later. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for coming on through and participating. It was a good conversation. We'll continue this a little later. It's your boy Moises Beauchamp getting up out of here. One.